Hey, welcome to our bus journey. Today I'm gonna take you through the route number 45 Red Bus. You can clearly see this is the starting destination, starting point, and of course the destination is Shoreditch. Starting point, this place is called Elephant Castle. We will be in a short while leaving from this place. Today is a nice sunlit day. It has got that cozy summer aspect, and that's really interesting weather. So here you can clearly see that Elephant Castle station. It's a bus stand. The opposite side of this there is a station. And here you can see Metropolitan. It's a church. Mostly on Sundays it get a little crowded. Otherwise it's always empty. Nobody you get to see. Now our bus started moving towards our destination, and you see a good number of vehicles on the road. This particular place, Elephant Castle, it comes in Zone 1 in London. So Zone 1 London is the most, a center part of London. The steel, the square box, what you see in this garden area, that's a electric or electric distribution junction. So very interestingly, they wrapped that junction with a steel facet, and of course it is adding aesthetic value, as well as it has got that whatever purpose it's supposed to serve, protecting those electric instruments which are inside. We're just waiting for red light to turn into green. In a short while we will be proceeding further. Meanwhile, you can see how road, of course today it's not that crowded. Sometimes these roads become heavily crowded, but I think this is still maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock kind of a time, so people are going to come as and when we approach to 5:30, 5:36. So anyway, like we are moving towards our destinations, and there are several bus stops on the way. We will be of course we have to stop in most of these bus stops to take the passengers who wants to reach their destinations. And one thing, this is being a center part of London, so you can see everything nicely curated, designed, and well maintained. That aspect which is very much evident. And this is being a busy road. You mostly get to see from lots of buses to pedestrian to cyclists, and even cars and other commercial vehicles. So very soon we will be moving forward. We're just waiting for our traffic signal turn to green. Once it happens, like, we will start moving. Okay, now we got a green signal. We are following bus lane and moving forward to our destination. And on the way you can see both sides there are interesting building, shops, and a whole lot of stuff. I will keep explaining you some of these entities. I traveled or I walked on this street many times. So the far away you can see there is this building which is kind of really a tall building, So that's is a shard, the building name. We will be passing near that building, so you can see it from much more closer. So this side, your right side, is a court. It's legal matter will be addressed in that building. So now you can see the shard building much more clearly. This is the tallest building in London till now. So once again, like we have a red light, we need to wait here for some more time, and after that we'll start marching towards our destination. Now you can see, like we both sides of the road, you can see this bricks building which have got nicely curated Victorian style architecture. And here are a few community houses. They do follow the brick aspect of it. I think there is a really a strict mandatory from municipal corporation or from a mayor office or the city urban development authority that what you can do, what you can't do, sort of a thing. So you have to follow certain strict guidelines to while you are constructing the whatever house, building, commercial entities. So now we're approaching towards that shard building, what I was telling. On the way, you can see both sides. There are a good amount of buildings, and here there are a few restaurants. There's one more stop. We'll be waiting here for some time. And other side, you can see there's a Starbucks. It's a okay type of interior. Several times I've been that particular Starbucks, so I know it very well. One interesting thing you can see here is that good number of pedestrian. As what I like about London is it's walkable or a city you can walk and enjoy. And I generally walked many times on these footpaths. Here is an interesting contrast. This is a church, what you see, which has got Victorian style architecture. And if you observe, just wait for a minute, now you can see that the church as well as shard building behind. There's the old world architecture and the new world architecture, the glass facet versus your bricks and stone facet. And that's an interesting contrast. And the coexistence of modern and tradition, which is very much evident in London city. And this is what adds the needful beauty for the city. And you can constantly see there are a large number of people prefer to walk, and because the city is well designed, or the pavements, sufficient pavements are there, and it's a friendly weather today, you can enjoy walking. Okay, and this black building, your right side, it's a library inside, and as well as there's a coffee shop, which I used to relish. Many a time I used to spend hours and hours. Here's a Pret, one more coffee shop. Coffee is something which I adore, I enjoy, I cherish. So you name it, every coffee shop in most of these roads I've been, and I enjoy it thoroughly. So yeah, we are approaching towards Thames River, and as we know, Thames just flow. It's a very important what do you call it, can't say a monument, but a river which flow in the in the center of the city. So you end up crossing a Thames River whenever you want to do most of the places. Okay, so yeah, this bus will cross the bridge, and I will talk about the Thames River, and you witness the Thames River as well. So now we got a green signal, we'll be marching ahead. There is a speedy guy, so left very quickly. Maybe our driver is a bit slow. He's taking a lot of time. So one thing you can see, it's a pedestrian first sort of attitude. Most of the driver follow, in the sense the first preference is given to pedestrians, and of course you have to follow all the rules of traffic and keep it as safe as possible, so that you maintain law and order, and you're able to provide a safer journey for everybody, cyclist, pedestrian, or vehicle, or whoever on the road. So we are still waiting. I think, yeah, we got a yellow, now it's green. We are soon approaching to our Thames River bridge. Here are a few more shopping areas. Here you can see a diversion. One road goes to your right, another goes to your left. If you go to the left, take a left route, you will reach the Borough Market, which is farmer market. Really famous market. A lot of tourists come to visit that place. It's a really lovely farmers market, and it's a joy to be there. You can spend a whole weekend or half a weekend there. There are a lot of eating places. Of course, it's being farmer markets, so you get a fresh vegetables, cheese, and farm produce mainly. So that's a interesting visit. Here there are a few eatery places, Subway, your right side. There I had a few times eaten, and now we are approaching to the Thames Bridge. So your right side, that shard building, what I was talking about, the tall building, of course through our bus we cannot see it, but maybe let's see. Here you can see shard written over there. Just quickly moved, you won't be able to register it. So here are a few more tall buildings, both sides of the Thames. Now we about to cross Thames River. I was talking about the bridge. We are approaching to the bridge. Before that we have a stop. This is the last stop. It's a London Bridge. Okay. So you'll see, like while we are crossing, you can see the river. Here I can see, I think it's a low tide, so therefore not much water in the river. And both sides of the river there are a good amount of architect buildings and few high-rise you can see in the city. This is the Zone 1, which is the center of London city. Zone 1 is basically the most center part of the London. Zone 2 is it's kind of next to that. It's around the Zone 1. So likewise, Zone 3, Zone 4, Zone 5, so like that. They made a zone around kind of these areas. So it's kind of a demarcation. Now we are crossing the bridge. And once again, you can see ample amount of space is given to pedestrian and a good number of people enjoy walking to their workplace or walking to whatever they are accessing. So it's a pedestrian friendly, you can evidently see here. Now we cross the bridge and we are other side of the bridge. So before a bridge and after a bridge there are two bus stands basically. I think we will start. I think there's some waiting is happening. We might wait for a few more minutes, and after that we will start marching. And once we reach that dead end, what you see here, from there we will take our right. I think from there we will start approaching to our destination Shard. And if you see some of these architecture and the building structure and the material aesthetic. So me being a designer, I always enjoy watching these constructions, these buildings, these aesthetics, because these are all learning thing for us. We are learning many things from each of these simple stuff, because they are adding a lot of value to our learning. They are making us much better designer. So we are heart of the London city. We are moving towards our destination Shard, and the more and more buildings, a denser urban environment you can see. And most of these buildings are corporate offices mainly. So you can see that the dense presence of office places here. Yeah, and once again, I can keep emphasizing on city being pedestrian friendly and cyclist friendly. The more and again, it's a less or a dust free, dirt free sort of urban environment. So that is also very much evident. You can evidently see. We will go straight on this route for almost like 5 to 6 kilometers to reach our destination. These are a bit of narrow roads and a lot of traffic, not in terms of vehicle traffic, but people movement and pedestrian movement. So the pace of the bus is kind of, you can notice that how slowly we are approaching towards our destination. There are luxury shops under some of these buildings, because there are a bit of a corporate office, then there are the commercial centers, then there are restaurants. So it's a mix kind of what do you call it, buildings, environments are there. But mostly the upper part of these buildings are corporate house. And good number of people love traveling by their bike or cycle. And it's a kind of a cycling is their passion, or it's a part of their what do you call it, exercise also. Many people prefer cycling because it gives the needful exercise, physical exercise for them, and it's kind of transportation as well as it is helping them to be fit. So that way it is perfectly a blend of both. And here you can see a lot of red buses, and the one which you see ahead of us, there's a new red bus. So compared to other red buses, you can see some design variations between buses. because these launched in a different year, and there are 2-3 companies. Whenever they design, there will be slight variation or differences you get to see. So this is much more narrower road here, so you can see more congestion. It's almost like only 2 buses can cross. Some repair work is happening on both sides of this road. I think that is also putting this stress on this particular road. But one interesting thing is just because this bus is traveling in a slow pace, you're able to relish, you enjoy the city as if you yourself walking and you're observing all those small nuances, what is taking place on the street, and you're able to observe the structures, materials, and area. You're getting familiar with these roads. It's a interesting exercise. I traveled on this road several times, hundreds times. Okay, so I walked, I traveled by bus, I traveled by vehicle, I traveled by bicycle, so you name it. So that way I'm very much familiar with this area and these streets. Yeah, here is National Express. This bus is meant to travel other cities. It is meant to travel beyond London and nearby cities or all over UK. This bus is it's basically a outbound bus, and if you want to travel to other cities in UK, you travel by National Express. So there are many other modes, but here I just wanted to build the context, what you're seeing in front of you. What is this National Express? This is not a city bus, it is outbound bus. Okay. Once again, we're waiting for our green signal. We got a green signal. We are gradually moving towards our destination. And your right side, you can see a circle sort of a thing. That's a hotel. It's the sushi hotel in that building. It's really a famous sushi hotel there. Yeah, if you like architecture, if you like design, there is a lot to observe in this place. The lot of learning, a lot of understanding can happen, and yeah, you can really strengthen your whatever skill which helps you to achieve your goals. For example, as a designer, we need to continuously observe. We need to see if something is looking better, what's the reason. If something is not looking good, what could be the reason? So we keep auditing, evaluating, and checking what is working, what is not working, and how we can make something work better. So it's a constant thinking, imagining, and looking for ways in which we can improve or take it to the next level. So yeah, it's a really a dense area. Here is one tube station, so therefore you can see a lot of people because they are approaching to the tube station. This glass facade, what you see, you have to go down. There is a tube station. So this area being a corporate house, a lot of corporate offices are there. So people are leaving for home, or maybe they're traveling. I think it's an evening, so it's some of the office might have closed early, so many of them are leaving for the home, and the good number of people who work in this area, they travel by tube. Metro is called a tube in London, so tube is very much, if you say tube, everybody knows. If you say metro, train, or metro railway, it's very difficult for them to understand. The tube is much more nuanced. Yes, we are almost halfway to our destination. You see your right side, there was a shop called Boots. It's a pharmacy nutraceutical shop, and they have got a good amount of medical products as well as nutraceuticals, and that's a good place if you are needing any kind of medicines or nutraceutical. That's the best place to buy. I think a lot of road work is taking place on these streets and these roads, so therefore these are become narrower. First of all, they are narrow due to there is hardly any scope to expand the road, and further there is some work is taking place on these roads, further reduce the available space. So anyway, one interesting thing you can see, this is Primrose Street. Here you can see the signage. We are kind of 3 kilometer away from Shoreditch, 3.5 kilometer. Yeah. Some of these buildings, there's not much in the downstairs, but there are in a certain area, they have good amount of commercial areas. There's one more corporate office, a lot of eatery places and commercial shops in this your left side of the building you get to see, and it's nicely designed, and still they are improving the aesthetic of this place. You can see good amount of these restaurants, coffee shops around this place. So we started moving towards our destination. Now we are kind of entered into Shoreditch. Of course, our bus will enter very much interiors of the Shoreditch, but Shoreditch begins, you can see on the sign is Shoreditch. That's a pub and restaurant. You'll get a good coffee there. Several times I had a coffee there, so that's how I know. And this is your journey begins for Shoreditch. It's artistic area. You can see a lot of graffiti and design, and there are a few design companies and a lot of these boutique design or boutique fashion shops and product design shops, and a lot of these artistic centric products, designs or attitude you get to see in this area. Shoreditch is very much loved by graphic designers, creatives, musicians. So it's a full of creative vibe. You can start seeing the creative vibe here. On the street you can see a good amount of graffiti, and here I think you can get to see on the building the kind of graffiti they created to create that interesting artistic vibe. So we're heading towards our final bus stop, and this is interior part of the Shoreditch. And here you have a lot of these small pubs and coffee shops and eatery places, small galleries, and souvenir shops. Of course there are, but a lot of these small artifact graphic or a painting or just a t-shirt design kind of designing shops, you can say it. These artifact selling shops are there. So it's a lovely place to just walk and see these interesting artistic stuff which exist in this place. So you get to see, especially on a Saturday and Sunday, a good number of tourist visitors and even artists come to this place to hang out. It's a good place to hang out and spend time, weekends, sort of a thing. A lot of these activities, some artist display, artist show, and there are a good amount of eatery stuff and pubs and you can see it's nice, cozy, artistic, a lot of this friendly vibe, and it has got that what do you call it, architecture which makes you enjoyable. It's not just concrete buildings or just glass buildings which makes you boring, but here you can see a good amount of this architecture using the bricks and keeping the Victorian style. It adds a lot of that vibe, and it makes the city a livable place. So here you can see Shoreditch Town Hall. We are in the center of the Shoreditch, and very soon we will be reaching our last bus stop. That is where our journey is going to get end. So in this area you see a good amount of this graffiti. There are certain premises where graffiti is allowed, and then certain walls graffiti is allowed. So those are the areas you can see a good amount of graffiti taking place.